Wake up, sleepyheads, and what's up? It's your boy P to the J, PJ here, back on Madden 21. In our last video, I gave you guys a really good money scheme for the offense, so it's only fair that in this video we go over something that's going to work for you on defense. This scheme is really good against the run in the pass, especially the run, and I'm going to show you guys it right now. It's great for coming out in the very beginning of a game to get your, understand what your opponent's going to try and do against you, just to kind of feel out how the game's going to go. So without further ado, let's just get right into it, okay? You are going to need a 3-4 playbook. Doesn't matter which one, it just has to have 3-4 odd in it. I use the Dolphins playbook because it has a lot of other good things that I like, but any 3-4 playbook will work. Now before we go into which play it is, I want to let you guys know that to set up this defense, you have to have your defense base aligned, and I'm going to skip that step in the setup. But because I always go to coaching adjustments and I put auto align on base like you see right here, this automatically will base align your defense for you as soon as you pick your play, so you don't have to waste a step doing that when you're on the field. So just keep that in mind. Now going to the play, it's in 3-4 odd, and it is going to be this cover 2 man at the top. Press man is really good right now. We can make it even better, and I'm going to show you how to do it right here. So we're just going to pick that play. And then on the offense for the computer, let's just start with run. I'll just pick a random run, and so you'll see how lock up this defense is against whatever run your opponent tries to throw at you. All right, so the setup is you are going to want to press first, which is Y or triangle, whichever console you're on, and then down on the left thumbstick. Then you're going to show blitz, which is Y and left on the left thumbstick. And also keep in mind that you need to shade over the top. So you're gonna push Y and then up on the right thumbstick. This will help so your corners that are in man do not get burnt deep on any pass play. Then you are going to put all of your linebackers into zone coverage, which is right on the D-pad, then up on the right thumbstick, and then they're all gonna go into hook curls like that. Now, we don't want it to be like this, so we're going to put our outside linebackers in hard flats. And yes, hard flats works the best. Now you can blitz them if you want, especially if you have abilities on those two, but I like to come out just especially in the beginning of the game and put them in hard flats. So we're gonna double tap right on the D-pad, and that will bring up the icons. So we need X and B to be in hard flats. So we'll put X on there first, so we push X and then left on the left thumbstick. That puts him in a hard flat just like that. Do the same thing to the right side. Double tap right on the D-pad, and then push B and then left on the left thumbstick. Now this is the defense you're going to run, and then you just let your opponent pick his play, run his play, and you shut it down, especially if it's a run right here. So we'll just let the computer snap the ball. And the great thing I love about it is you see right there, it shuts down outside runs. The two outside linebackers get beautiful contain. It is so easy to set up, and you can trust that it's very consistent. Your outside linebackers, even if they're not that good, they'll have outside contain, but if they're really good, then they'll blow stuff up like you just saw Sean Lee right there, and he'll make a play. So any stretches, you see outside contain all day. Even if your cornerbacks, even if your linebackers get stopped, the corners will come up and make a play as well. Another little tip that I have for you guys, if you see it's a run, is as soon as you know it's a run, push down on the right thumbstick, and that will help your safeties and everybody in zones come up. Now he got a pretty good amount of yards right there, but that was kind of on me. I kind of played that really bad right there. But if you set this up just like this, any run they throw at you, you're gonna lock them up. Now it doesn't matter which middle linebacker you can use either one. I tend to use the linebacker that's on the weak side. So for this play, it really wouldn't matter, but a lot of people run this formation to the left, so I will use this right side linebacker right here. Now he ran to the right, but you see we still get great pressure, great backfield pressure and contain from our safeties that came up and made the play. So again, you want to press, you want to show blitz, you want to shade over the top. Then you want to zone all your linebackers, and you want to put your outside linebackers into hard flats just like that. It's very easy to set up once you get the hang of it, and then you can just make sure that any runs to the outside, he's not getting any yards. He got maybe a yard right there, maybe two. Again, if you wanted to blitz your outside linebackers, you could easily do that. Let's do that real quick. We blitz the outside linebackers. Now you have a 5-man rush. This is good if you want pressure against like a play action or something like that, but I just don't really like how it's not very consistent with stopping outside runs as if they're in hard flats. You see they're too aggressive and they fire right in the outside, and they oftentimes leave the lanes wide open. So that's why I stick to just keeping them in hard flats. Now you can put them into purples as well if you want to. Instead of pushing left on the left thumbstick, you'll push right to get the curls flats. That'll help you against corner routes and stuff, but typically in 3-4 odd, the linebackers aren't very fast or good to play coverage like that, so they're kind of useless. That's why I put them in hard flats, just so they can stop screens and stuff like that. But it'll still work just the same, even if you put them into hard flats. Another great thing is you saw right there on reverses or counters, that is going to get shut down because the hard flats on the outside, they will stay there. They don't continue to pursue from behind, so they'll just sit there and wait for any reverse or run to the other side to come at you. Now right there, you got a lot of yards. I don't know what was going on with that, but we'll just run it one more quick time just to show you the consistency in it. Even if they're in gun bunch, you might not want to run it if they're in shotgun with a lot of receivers, but you can. You see any reverse locked up. You're not gonna give up anything. And jet sweeps, it does the same thing. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and switch up to the pass so I can show you guys that this exact same play, the same setup, will lock up the pass just as well as it does the run. Again, it's not the best if it's a bunch of receivers out there, so if it's like 5 wide shotgun, you might want to go to something else, but it'll still work. So let's go to a pass concept, play type, and then random pass, and then the same setups. So you're gonna press, you're going to make sure you shade over the top so your corners don't get beat. You're gonna show blitz, then you zone all your linebackers and make sure your outside linebackers are on hard flats. Again, you can put them in cloud flats if you want, but you might want to have better coverage linebackers for that. Now right there, you should have had a sack on Tank Lawrence and everything was locked up. Leighton Vander Esch was being stupid, but you saw everything was locked up on that. And it will be like that every time. You just have to be really disciplined as your user to cover the middle of the field, because that is the only weakness in the passing game, is there's not really any way to, I don't know what he was doing. There's not any way to cover the deep middle. Even if you try and do something like this, where you zone, set it up the same, but then you try and put a deep middle like that, he won't get back fast enough to cover a fast receiver. So you just have to kind of user one of the linebackers and take off down the middle and kind of sit here and wait. Now they are getting a couple of checkdowns right there, but that's okay. Like, that was 5 yards. I'll take that, because I'm just trying. The way I like to play defense is I'm not trying to get beat deep, and if you can get down the field just 2-3 yards at a time, so be it. Like that's fine. And he broke a tackle, but that's still only 5 yards. You can have that. Now I did say that this was a scheme, so I'm going to show you a couple of other defensive plays I use out of this 3-4 odd that you can use to especially better lock up the pass out of here. And one of those other plays is out of the cover 3 sky. So if I see somebody really trying to attack me down the middle of the field, like I said was the weakness, I'll go to this cover 3 sky, and then it's not really, you can do the same setups. You want to press, you want to show blitz. Now he's supposed to come down, but he didn't for whatever reason on that play. And then what I do is I take this linebacker right here that's blitzing, and I will put him on a hard flat, or sometimes I'll man him up on a tight end or wherever you think you want to take away that receiver. You can man him up, or you can man the safety up, but I tend to man the linebacker up because he's not as good in coverage, like I said. But most of the time I will put him in that hard flat. Now it's kind of like a cover 3 cloud, but you have extremely good coverage everywhere. The only place that they can really go to is the flats over here in this area right here. But like I said, I'll give up 2-3 yards. If you want to go down the field like that, you're not going to score when you get in the red zone. So then we load up this play, and then you don't have to worry about deep. You just got to worry about anything underneath or mid, and then you can come up and play the quarterback if he wants to scramble. So again, I switched to the cover 3 sky. Same setups to make it look like the cover 2 man that I was playing, and then I will just put this linebacker over here, the right linebacker, in a hard flat. That's what I do most of the time. and then you can just wait for the snap, and then you just play the middle, play drags. Again, he caught it, okay, that's 5 yards. Hey, if your opponent is disciplined enough to do that all the way down the field, then great. And when he gets to the red zone, he's not gonna score, especially with the red zone D that I have, and I'm gonna show you guys too in a video coming soon. But we're just gonna put him in that hard flat again. You switch to cover 3 sky, you show blitz, you press, and then you just cover everything in the middle. There's nowhere to go. He has to take his check down. That is what you're gonna force your opponent to have to take his check down. If he doesn't take a check down, he's gonna throw a pick or he's gonna get a covered sack. Now again, this doesn't have the best pressure with it, so you can leave that linebacker on a blitz if you want, just so you can get a 4-man rush. But I like to just come out and make it look like I'm blitzing and then have straight coverage with a 3-man rush. You can still get decent pressure, but just like that, you'll still get some sacks, especially if you have an X-Factor D lineman. He'll get in there and get sacks. And this is a great way to mix it up on your opponent and make him think that he can just bomb it down the middle on you, or try to attack the outside corner routes, because corner routes get locked up right here against this play. He's trying to do fake screen wheel. The only thing he's got is to scramble with his quarterback or take the check down, and I'll take those all day. Now, if you're playing somebody that does scramble a lot, has Lamar Jackson or something like that, then either you can go into cover 4 drop show 2. That's what I will tend to do for somebody like that, and do the same adjustments. And instead of blitzing and zoning every linebacker, I'll put one of these linebackers in the middle, one of these middle linebackers in a spy, and just use the other one. And then I'll let him pick his poison how he wants to beat me that way. But it's not as great coverage, but cover 4 drop show 2 is, everybody knows it's a really good defense. A lot of people use it all the time. It's a good overall defense, especially against the pass. So I don't see any problems with using that if you're running up against a scrambling quarterback and you can't stop him out of the man or the cover 3 sky, because I don't want to get into a situation where I got to use extra D linemen to spy. That's a waste. So I'll just spy one of those linebackers and then trust my user to cover more ground in the middle of the field. But other than that, let me know in the comments if you guys have any questions. And until the next time, guys, keep grinding, stay shining. Peace.